Hi guys, Chris from Homes by CMA. Today I'm going to talk to you about surveys and how to work out the slope on your block and how to then work out the retaining on your block. It's one area we find our clients don't really understand because the truth is it's not that simple. So you might sign up with a builder, they will order what's called a contour survey, or you may order one yourself. They are about $600 each and are done by a registered surveyor. Once the plan comes back, it will show absolutely everything that's on your block, including where you have trees, where you have power boxes, and most importantly, the slope on your block. So it will show you heights, which are at lots of different spots on your block, depending on how much slope is on your block. And it will show you dotted lines, which again are relevant to the slope on your block. The more lines you see on your survey plan, the more slope is on your block. The line spacing depends on what the surveyor has decided to do and how much slope is on your block. Usually, it's either every half a meter or every 250 mil. So, going back into the levels, how do you work it out? The easiest thing is to look at the corners of your block. In this particular case, we have 4 meters on the right and we have 5 meters on the left. Don't worry too much about that number itself, worry about the difference in the numbers. So in this particular case, we've got a difference of 1 meter. And the same applies to the front and the same applies in the middle of the block. So what happens is this particular block, lot 24 on CMA Street, is sloping from left to right 1 meter. Then, so that's the sloping part. From a builder's point of view, what we work out then is what's called a cut and fill. We want to make it as cost efficient to build your house, and what we do is we work out the middle point. So in this particular case, we got 4, we got 5, and what we work out is the average, so which is 4.5 meters. So 4.5 meters is where we're going to make our block flat. So you can draw a line, and a builder would usually draw a line where they're going to cut the block flat. We call this height the bench level, or the building pad. So what we'll do is the block then will be at 4.5 meter high by the time we cut it, and the same thing will apply on that side. It will be at 4.5 meter high. What does that mean is you have 4.5 here and you have 5, which means that that whole left-hand side we have half a meter of retaining wall. The same applies to the right-hand side. If we cut the block at 4.5, this will require half a meter of retaining wall. So that's how you work out the retaining on your block. Now, keeping in mind that every single block is different, and keeping in mind that your block might look flat, but just always have a look at those numbers, and particularly have a look at the corners and work out the difference to work out the slope on your block. So if we turn it over, we can have a look at the block from a section point of view, as if you were standing in front of the block, which is going to be much easier to visualize. So if we draw your block here, this is the left side of your block, this is the right side of your block, the heights don't change, this is 4.0 and this is 5.0. As you can see, the medium height is pretty easy to work out based on the section of your block. It'll be about here. What happens is, so this is the 4.5, and that's where the builder will cut your block flat. And the reason we cut a block flat is just to build a slab on top. You can't really build a slab if the block has slope. So we work out the flat pad, and as you can see here, it's much easier to see. You have that whole section of soil which will get removed. And basically what we do is we place this here. And as you can see now, we have that whole section which is going to get filled. So again, much easier to see that this section will now be cut, so this section will require half a meter of retaining, and this section will require half a meter of retaining too. And that's basically how we work out the pad, the retaining wall, and the height. So that's pretty much it. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's a little bit complicated and we've tried to make it as simple as possible, but if you have any question, feel free to drop it in the comments below, and we will see you on the next one.